What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Nomadic Inc. channel. I'm James Showers, cleanest name in the biz, and today, WTF, what happened here? What is going on? Do you guys even want to know? Well, if you do, you're obviously clicked on this video, so we're going to go into a little story. So a little while back, I went ahead and moved out of the Seattle area to relocate and start doing residential construction, just for you guys, basically. I had enough money to pay for a complete year of rent, which we did. We rented out a place for 12 months, paid up front. Went out to Idaho to get this subcontracting company going again and bring you guys some sort of work vlog videos, work-related videos. The goal was to basically just move out there, put out an ad in the paper, find a couple guys that wanted to work with me, and put them to work and start creating fun videos for you guys. Well, there was a few troubles along the way, and we'll go ahead and break that down for you right now. So when I first moved out there, it took a minute for me to get set up with a contractor that was, had extra work, because the time we moved out there was like right at the end of winter. So I don't know if you're too familiar with how construction works, but winter typically slows down. So right around February was when the houses started popping back up, and we got our first house to hang for one of the builders I knew. I didn't have anyone to work with me, so I just asked my wife, hey, would you like to come to work with me? I'm going to hang this basically by myself, and you can come hang out and give me moral support. Well, she said yes. She came out with me and learned how to run the screw gun. And the first few houses were pretty rough. For one, I was out of shape from working in the union and mainly doing, lead roles and not actually working. So I was physically out of shape. You can tell that from a lot of those videos. So the first couple houses were pretty tough, and we were working 12 to 14-hour days just to complete these within a reasonable time frame for the builders. Because I don't want to take a lot of time trying to finish these houses, or you're never going to get another house. So we were working extremely long days, me and my wife, hanging drywall while I was looking for somebody to come and work for me. Now in the background, I had already gotten my license renewed. I already got my insurance, and my comp was on the back burner. It just needed to be approved. I tried hiring a few people, which I did. I hired 2 different people. None of them showed up in the actual videos. I just kind of decided to keep them off to the side until everything worked out. And, it didn't work out. My comp was being held up because of a previous policy that I didn't cancel correctly. I guess I had to write them and tell them I was finished and yada yada, and I did not do that. So what they were requiring of me was an audit. And I don't know if you paid attention to a lot of my older videos, but the last 6 months to year of us doing work in Idaho, it really wasn't that great for me. I was actually drinking more than I would like to admit, and there was just some other problems there that just weren't, led to reasons why I moved in the first place. So I did not have records kept very well for the last year when I was running a business in Idaho. So that totally put the brakes on my compensation policy. So as I'm looking for all this different paperwork, I tried getting comp a few different ways, because I knew, okay, my paperwork is all messed up. I can't do this company. Let's do something else. So we actually set up an LLC. And I was like, okay, cool. Limited liability company. I should be able to get all my paperwork over here. I'll have my wife to it. So it's me and my wife. We've got a partnership, yada, yada. And they rejected the comp policy because of the previous policy, even though it was an LLC. I was like, okay, this isn't going to work. I still don't have the paperwork to get this original comp policy figured out. Now they're saying I can't get an LLC because my name is attached. And then my wife actually set up a whole nother company in her name. And the comp came back and said, no, you're married to James, and he needs to figure out this audit. And I'm like, oh my God. I do not have this paperwork. I don't know where it's at. The paperwork I did have didn't line up with the tax paperwork that I had. And I'm asking the tax lady, how did you get this number when I only have this number? It doesn't make any sense to me. Did you fudge these numbers, or did I have extra paperwork? What, right? So it was a series of technicalities getting the comp. And if I do not have workman's comp, I can't hire subs. I can't hire regular employees. And to be honest, I can't even subcontract. So I wasn't even getting paid. The whole entire year, I didn't get paid. Okay? I worked all the time, turning in my bills, doing all my stuff. I can't get a paycheck because my comp's not there. Luckily, I knew these contractors, so they kind of like were working with me a little bit. Like, okay, you need to get this comp set up, whatever. I finally got to a stage where it's like, look, it's 6 months in. We have not gotten a paycheck. Luckily, me and my wife are fairly frugal and plan our money correctly because we barely had enough to survive this portion of the year. So we got backed up against the wall. Okay, what do? Do we just keep showing up to work and hoping this works out and we get a paycheck? And remember, my wife wasn't supposed to be working with me the whole entire time. So the fact that she's been working with me for freaking 4 to 6 months or whatever is ridiculous, right? It's ridiculous. And I don't know about you, but if you have your wife or your girlfriend work with you, it's definitely going to put some strain on your relationship, because I see her at work, I see her at home, and when she's at work, she's a worker, but she's actually my wife. So there's this delicate balance of how much can I actually yell at this person and get him to do the job correctly. It was very, very difficult. So in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I can't get employees. We can't do this. We just can't do it. So I go to the builders and I say, look, I'm not going to be able to get my compensation policy. You're going to have to ding me for whatever percentage, which can be anywhere between 7 to 10%, depending on their compensation policies, yada, yada, right? So for the whole 6 months of work that we did, we ended up getting 10% of it taken away for comp. So we finally got our money. And within that time, I'd already made a few calls to some union outfits, found a job back in the city. My wife was offered a job, making a little bit more money as well. And we both said, look, let's go take these jobs. Let's move back to the city. Let's wrap it up here. We've had nothing but problems. To be honest, I think the house that we rented, I had some bad juju because it was a series of unfortunate events for sure. Either way, we came to the conclusion that, we're going to move, we're going to take these jobs, we're going to close up shop. It is what it is. I bought all those tools to start a whole company. We set up three different companies in the process of being up here. And then at the very end, the very last week between, okay, we haven't gotten paid still, right? We're still working out the whole comp policy deal. This Friday we're moving and I'm starting my new job. Everything within that last week, we got our paychecks from the contractors. I got a call from the audit lady and she approved my comp. So now I'm okay. My comp is okay now. So I have comp. So then what do? Do we say, oh, screw it, let's go ahead and stay, and then let me go ahead and hunt for different employees to get all this going on? And you know what I said? Screw it. I put all this effort, all this money into coming out to Idaho, which I guess I could have tried doing this anywhere else, but I knew people up here, so I thought it gave me an advantage. Spent a lot of money, a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of headache to create these work videos. And to be honest, for the amount of subscribers that are on this channel, the view ratio was very weak. And a lot of the comments either were wanting to see workers, mainly the old crew, which I'm going to tell you what, will never ever come back on this channel. Okay, so if that's something you're waiting for, you're just going to have to dislike this video and unsubscribe, because that's never going to happen. And the goal was to get a new crew and create a new video, new everything, right? Well, other comments that I had on the channel were actually people not believing that I was even doing the work with my wife. That I was like somehow hiring other people to do it and then coming through and filming the end of it, which makes no sense because if someone was actually doing the work, I'd film that work because that's the videos you guys wanted. Either way, it left a sour taste in my mouth, and I was like, man, we put so much work into this. We struggled so hard, and the views are just not there. So I decided not to do it. We're not going to do work videos on this channel anymore. It's just not worth it for me. I make a lot more money here in the city. My life was very good before I left, to be honest. We had a good place to live. I made a lot of money. I didn't need to leave or even do these work videos. So, yeah, we're not going to do those. That's kind of what happened. If I decide to do something in the future, at least I know that my comp is all figured out and I could do it. You're going to get a different crew if that ever happens. But to be honest, look, I make really good money out here in the city, and there's really no reason for me to leave my my union job. I make good money. I have good benefits. I have a better quality of life because I'm not working every weekend. Like when I was in Idaho subcontracting, we worked through every weekend, every holiday, trying to get ahead to the next job, to the next house, to the next dollar that we weren't even getting. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just kind of wanted to give you guys an update. I obviously have stuff out here on the desk and stuff behind me. I do different videos on another channel where I do scent-related content. Not all you guys are going to be interested in that, and I decided to do a whole different, channel for that so that I can find people that are interested in watching those videos. I will be posting, like different work-related videos on this channel, maybe some boots, maybe some tool bags, maybe like reaction to construction videos. I don't know. I had a couple different ideas and stuff now that I have this new little studio set up over here. But really, I just want to say thank you to a lot of the people that have been here for a long time. I know this is already a long video. Most of you guys might have already checked out, but thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. I know a lot of you guys are like here for, other characters on the show that, like I said, will never return. And I appreciate the guys that are sticking around to see what I'm doing with my life and how it all pans out. I really wanted the whole work vlog situation to work out. That was the whole point. I thought it'd be really fun. I enjoyed doing those work vlog videos, but it's so much work setting up the camera, actually doing the work. And what I was doing in Idaho, I was doing all of it by myself. My wife would come in and put screws in the wall and stuff, but yeah, it was a lot of work. And to have people question whether or not I was even doing the work or coming on there and saying that they'd rather have somebody else on the videos and stuff. It was just kind of a bummer, to be honest. But the rest of you guys that, supported and left good comments for what was going on and understood that it was like supposed to be a whole journey. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And that's why I'm making this video. I had to walk away from this channel for a second, but I love the Nomadic Ink channel. It was, this is my first channel. It was cool to see it grow. It took a long time. We hit a bunch of different milestones, and I really just don't want to walk away from that. So I'm going to adjust a few different things, and hopefully you guys enjoy the journey that we are on. And if you're interested in taking a look at my scent-related content, I guess I'll leave a link in the description down below. But it is the Scent Adventure, and you're welcome to join us on an adventure. Other than that, guys, you already know. You like, you share, you subscribe. You already know how YouTube works. And once again, thanks for being here, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.